Hi, I'm Colin and welcome to How to Paint Watercolours. So if you're ready, we'll get started and we'll paint this one. Hi, welcome back to How to Paint Watercolours with me, Colin, and this is £140 pure cotton rag paper, rough, and I've stretched it and I'm just running the brush around the edges to take up any excess water with some Indian yellow. What I'm trying to show you is the strength of colour. This is Naples yellow and cadmium orange, pale colour, and we're just going to allow this to drift. Same on the bottom. Then into that, this is Naples yellow, cadmium orange with some permanent rose. We put some in the bottom here. This is some raw sienna, cadmium orange and permanent rose. Back to my Indian yellow, and I just want to streak some colour in here. It will change into an orange, which is what I want. Some down here as well, forgive my elbow. And now that you have your background in and the sky, we have to wait a little while we put some misty bushes in here on this side. So the paint is going to have to dry a little bit, and I'll show you how to put them in. So we're just going to leave this till the shine goes off the paper, but the paper is still damp. Okay, welcome back. Now you can see that a lot of the shine has gone off the paper, but the paper is still damp. So what I'm going to put into that, I'm going to put some bushes in. This is a mixture of French ultramarine, alizarin crimson and burnt umber. We're just going to test it to see its strength, and we're just going to put a shape of a bush and a tree in, leaving some gaps. If you're enjoying these painting videos and you're learning something from them, you wish to paint them, you can do. And don't forget, please subscribe. A subscription costs you nothing, and because there's water here, we want to kind of give it a mirror image, but it doesn't have to be that accurate. It's just a general thing, strengthening it up at the bottom where the shadows would be. Maybe some weak bushes at the back here, just mirroring it into the water. Mirror it down here just a little bit with a rigger brush, any size you like really. We can add some branches in. Thickening the trunks up as we come down. All this must dry. Once this is dried, and what I mean by dried is that the paper is still damp, but you can touch it without the paint moving. Right, paint your elephant in with water. This is indigo and burnt umber. A really nice rich mix. We're just going to add this and let this come up to this line. So I just want you to paint your elephant in, tusks and all, in the indigo and burnt umber. Once you've got your elephant painted in up to there and you've left a little gap before the land, what we're going to do is very quickly this time add some water in here along where the bank is, drifting off into this tree. And I want the paint to drift down towards the shoreline, going back to your indigo and burnt umber in the legs, just pull it into the ground, just allowing it to flow. Plenty on the brush when you do this. The board is set at a slight angle, which helps to flow. And I'm just adding this mixture to the middle and not the top, because I want some of the underwash to show through where the sun is coming through. Taking a damp brush and removing any excess moisture. The paint will still continue to bleed downwards, so I'm just going to take some of the water off and allow it to creep slowly down, just creating a slight misty effect. Then at the same time, just pull a few grasses out here and there, just to add interest. And then we're going to leave this to dry. I've just turned the board upside down, I've re-wetted the whole of the elephant, and I've just put the indigo and burnt umber into it. Also run some water along where the elephant will be standing on the land. I don't mind too much if this paint mixture actually spreads. It just helps to break up the silhouette. And then just flick out some grasses. And as I want some of the yellow of the sun to show through on his back, I'm just going to take a little bit out across there. Okay. And there. Taking any excess off the bottom. This will help soften it. Okay. And we can turn it back round, and I'm going to lie the board flat, and once again we're going to leave this to dry. Right, I've just laid the board flat, and what I'm doing is I'm just going to soften some edges in. So this is a fully charged brush with water on it. Take the excess water off and just fuzz the edges up. Like I said, with it spreading slightly, with it being rough paper, it does actually help you out in certain areas, and certain areas it doesn't. So I'm just taking the edge off a bit, clean the excess paint off, maybe just a little fuzzing around the legs, just fuzz all the edges slightly. You can see the way it's done, and if it helps you, you can turn your board around. It would help me, but I think I'll keep going the way I am, softening the edges all the time. Okay, and now we can leave that to completely dry. Now the painting's completely dry, I'm just going to put some white gouache just to emphasise the shoreline. I did scratch it with a craft knife and a ruler, but I felt it just needed a little bit more lift, as the paper on this is not white, it has a grey cream colour, or a creamy grey colour. So I'm just emphasising it with some white gouache, and I also want to put in some ripples, not too many. A steady hand does help. This just helps to break the reflection up. Do better if I turn the lights on. Seem to be forgetting that just lately. Some across the trunk. Put the gouache on when your painting is completely dry, so that it doesn't sink into the surface and pick up the underlying colour. All street lines are horizontal. I'm getting very close to saying I think I've done enough. I think that's enough. Now comes the best bit. You get to sign it. You get to put a mat round it and frame it. And this looks really good hung up on your wall. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please click the like button and subscribe should you want to see further videos. If you want to see something more of traditional painting, which I have done, I'll leave a link in the description box. Thank you very much for watching.